Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Inked Reader. I'm Eva and today I am gonna discuss what's gonna happen in December because things are a bit different. I have been doing pretty much stable TBRs throughout the years, but this month is gonna be a bit different. You might also have noticed that I have moved slightly on the side because I've got a Christmas tree in the studio, and so yeah, I've got another Christmas tree downstairs which I'm gonna pop in at the end just because. Why do I have two Christmas trees? Because I had ordered one a few years back, never arrived, requested a refund, went to the shop, bought a new one, got home, and while I was unpacking the new one that I just bought in person in the shop, the courier rang the doorbell with my other tree, which I'd just gotten refunded via Amazon. So I ended up having two trees, and every year now I put both up, one in the studio, one in the living room. Apart from these side note, which probably no one cared about, but I love Christmas trees, I love decorations and so forth, I just want to discuss on what we're gonna do what I'm gonna do in December. And I am, as always, I've been unhinged. It's been a tough day. My skin decided to go back to teenagehood, so I'm breaking out, and it's been a bit of a stressful time. And I'm also filming these at the end of November, meaning that there is still a whole week in November. But I have a crazy rest of the month, so I needed to film this. And last but not least, I want to address something because I've just spent the last 6 months probably hours on hours editing my videos because of my bloody squeaky chair. So this is a cozy but shitty chair, okay, and it squeaks, and if I remove the throw that now I thought about putting on, it cracks and do all sorts of unsavory noises. So I spend so much time editing that out every damn week because I don't want to look like I'm farting on camera and that I am exhausted, okay? So I've put like a blanket underneath, so hopefully that fixes it. But just, you know, for your information, if you hear any weird noises, it's my bloody chair, especially if I'm moving around, but hopefully the blanket has fixed it. And I know it's a bit weird to speak about this on camera, but it's a reality, it's what I've been dealing with. So sometimes in my other video you can see that I'm cut off afterwards because the chair squeaked and I had to cut that part out. And so from now on I'm gonna try to put a blanket on, and if it doesn't work, guys, if you hear any weird noises, it's my bloody chair. So what's gonna happen in December? So first of all, I'm gonna pause the shelf TBR. If you are new, you might not know to my channel, but basically every month I pick a random shelf behind me and read all the unread books on that shelf as official TBR for the books. And this month I'm not gonna do that, and I'm gonna explain why in a second. I do have like a leftover TBR / a couple of books that I want to read when I go to Italy, so I'm going to show you those. In terms of graphic novel and manga, I'm going to also tell you about the 3 graphic novels and manga that I plan to read in December, but because I'm actually leaving for Italy midway through the month, I can't basically read much in terms of graphic novel and manga, but also in terms of books, because I'd be in Italy with family, it's Christmas, it's gonna be a crazy time, and I'm gonna be around all days, not, you know, on a sofa reading, basically. So not much reading is gonna be done in December as a prediction. So that's why I'm not picking up a shelf, because it wouldn't make sense, but don't worry, the shelf TBR is gonna be back in January. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you all the books that as of the 22nd of November, when I'm filming these, I've not read. Basically, I've not catched up on. Some of these books have been on my TBR from previous shelves throughout the months. Shame on me. Yes, and then I'm gonna show you the graphic novels, the 3 ones, as I said, that I'm gonna plan to read. Now, in terms of how many shelves, I have actually, these are all the shelves I managed to go through during the year. So it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I managed this year to go through 9 shelves, some more successfully than others because of all the leftovers you're about to see. And so I got 12 shelves left, but we're going to discuss this in January. This is my reading diary. Now, I'm happy to do a very quick video of, you know, scrolling through these, but I am shit at drawing or anything of the sort, so if you want to feel better with yourself and just watch a short video of me scrolling through my reading diary, So you can think, well, I'm definitely better than that, then I can do that video for you if you want. Just let me know. If not, I'm just gonna start a new diary in January. So I've managed 9 shelves because a few months I either just catch up or secret TBRs. But of all those shelves, things that still I have to read are, I'm gonna touch upon them randomly. I'm not gonna give you any synopsis or anything because all of these I discussed before, but I still need to catch up on, and I will attempt to catch on as many as possible in December. Trying to catch up is Extremely Loud, Incredibly Close, The Witch Kiss, King of Ashes, The Only Good Indian, Beast of Prey, I'll Meet You There, The Restorer, Middlesex, The Diabolic, Pachinko, Black Iris, and Death Watch. So those are the books that I need to still read, basically. Will I ever get around to all of those? No chance. However, some might even be read by the end of November. We will find out in my wrap-up. But those are the ones I'm gonna attempt to read as many as possible, as I said, during the first 2 weeks that I am still in England. And then when I travel, because I'm gonna be on the train for a lot of hours, and I still gonna have a few hours maybe at night time before sleeping, or you know, in dull moments during the day where I can still read a bit, I'm gonna carry with me just 2 books that I want to attempt to read in the last 2 weeks of the year when I'm abroad. And those are Stephen Erickson, House of Chains. This is the 4th book in the Malazan Empire of the Fallen series. They are not companion, but like you find every book follows different characters, or a bunch of new characters and a bunch of old ones. So I have read the last one a few months back. I already don't remember shit from that, so I will need to refresh my memory. But last time I said that I wanted to catch up with these sooner rather than later, because I keep reading one a year and I just forget everything about them, so I need to speed up with this series. So I'm gonna read these when I'm in Italy. And finally I want to read The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This has been all over. I am risking every time basically I open booktube to be spoiled, and I am just sick of it, so I want to read it for myself. And I think it's a dark academia where basically you follow this bunch of students that commit a murder or something of the sort, and you find out why. I've not even read the synopsis. I've heard so many people speaking about this bloody book that I've just went with what I could recollect. Maybe I'm wrong. So these are the 2 books that will come on the train and in Italy with me. This one is a used copy that I found in a charity shop, so I'm not very sad if it gets ruined. This one I will try to take good care of. I will wrap it up on weather. Hodor, don't do that. Sorry, my plant, my photos, which is called Hodor. Yes, like Game of Thrones, all my plants have names, okay? Just, it's playing tricks on me. I try to pop it up and it just, every time it goes back down. So let's see what I can do in terms of books. Now, for graphic novels and manga, so the only manga I'm gonna attempt is actually Berserk Volume 11. I was supposed to read this in November, but it has not arrived yet. So, possibly, I hope it will arrive end of November, 1st of December or something of the sort. So if I've not read it by the end of November because it's not arrived, I'm gonna carry on and read it in December before I leave. And I think this is the last deluxe edition that's already out. I need to check if volume 12 is already out. If it is, then I might get around to it probably in January. But I am definitely waiting for the deluxe editions to come out. I am figuring out that because there are gonna be 14 and 2 a year came out so far, I guess in 2023 we should be done, so I should be able to catch up with Berserk and finish all Berserk. And then the other 2 things that I'm gonna read is, first of all, volume 4 of The Sandman. I am just catching up with the TV show, and I just want to continue with the graphic novels, which I believe is just 9 volumes in total. And The Sandman is a very famous horror graphic novel by Gaiman and a bunch of illustrators. And it's the story of Morpheus, the god of dreams, that gets captured by humans by mistake and the world as a result becomes a mess because people, their dream, their nightmares are messed up, and then he gets released after decades and he has to sort out things. And it's very much episodic as graphic novel goes. I didn't know this. I remember reading the first 2 volumes, and the first volume was basically a whole story. While in the next volume, so volume 2 and 3, which I've read so far, are more episodic. So each issue, you know, Morpheus is dealing with something else. So yeah, I'm reading that, and then I'm finishing, which is bittersweet, I want to finish Fable. So this is Fable's volume 15, book 15. These are the stunning deluxe editions. Now Fable is something I've done hear people speak about, which I don't understand, because overall, if you like fantasy, Fables is an amazing graphic novel. I know it's lengthy and it's convoluted if you want at times, because you follow so many plots and so many characters. However, it's a very good graphic novel. Not all volumes were definitely a win, but no volume went under the 3.5 stars. Like even the volumes that were a bit more a miss, if you want, they were still very good. The art, the story, this is an adult fantasy graphic novel, and in the first volume the premise is that you've got your characters of all the fables you might think of, from, you know, Grimm's characters or Grimm fairy tales and a bunch of other fairy tales that are very famous, and they're all living now in New York under disguise, because when they were in their fantastical world there is a bad guy that forces them out. So now they integrate with humans, and some can, some struggle more, and then you basically follow their lives intertwined. So many characters, so many plots that start, but because they are all Fable characters, if you are someone who grew up with Fables or watched Disney movies or whatever, majority of those characters you will recognize, and has been honestly a blast thus far. I have been loving this series so far. I took a break from it for actually like almost a couple of years, and I don't even know why. This is definitely a series that I will eventually reread, and I feel honestly bittersweet in finishing this, but it will stay with me. I can reread it, it's not going anywhere, and so that has to count for something. So yeah, this is all I'm gonna read in terms of graphic novels. Hopefully I can manage, hopefully December, because first 2 weeks are not too crazy. And this is it. I'm actually thinking I'm being too much optimistic. And then probably some of those things I will not even manage to do, but we will see. I'm taking honestly December very easily. I think December is a family month. It's a, you know, a time where I travel. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. In terms of video, guys, I am, unfortunately, with work, I've took part in a research project, and so I ended up having to basically being extremely busy at the end of November. So next week is absolutely crazy, and I do want to dedicate some weeks to, you know, prepare, pack, and then read rather than film and edit and get very stressed in December. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably put up this video, and then I'm gonna put up what I've watched recently if I can manage to film it before I leave, and my Fairy Loot unboxings, which, by the way, there should be, you know, when my November Fairy Loot comes in, those will be added to my December TBR. So yeah, things become more unrealistic, you know, when I speak. So I'm gonna film, as I said, Fairy Loot. I'm gonna film like what I watched recently, and then I'm gonna come back in January with a TBR, and then during January I'm gonna do all of those juicy videos of the best and the worst of the year. I'm just thinking of a way of doing that. So let me know if you prefer lists or awards, or, you know, if you have any preference, let me know, because I will be able to adapt. But I'm gonna film all of that when I come back in January. And also, you know, I want to give a chance to all the books that are still on my TBR to potentially become favorite of the year. So I don't believe in filming these videos too early in December, because you never know. So yeah, all of those juicy videos, as I love to watch them and make them, are gonna come in January. And of course I'm gonna do my wrap-up for November for books and graphic novels separately, and the same I'm gonna do with graphic novels and books. So meaning that I'm gonna do like awards or lists of favorite and least favorite for graphic novels and manga, and separately for books. So, you know, the audience that likes both can watch both, or if not, you can just watch whatever interests you more. Before I leave, I just want to actually show you this amazing Can we appreciate? I'm gonna film these open on the floor, and then I'm gonna put here my Christmas tree, just because I just love my Christmas tree. Okay, I just want to share it with you guys because you're so kind and lovely in the comments. Let me know what you're gonna do for Christmas, if you celebrate, if you don't, if you got anything planned, anything nice. But I'm gonna leave you with I treated myself, okay? I love advent calendar. Like, I know I'm not a child, whatever, I don't care. I love advent calendar. I love everything that has to do with Christmas and Nightmare Before Christmas. Let me know what you're gonna do for Christmas. What are your plans? You know, what is the end of the year plans, especially from reading and manga and graphic novels. So yeah, let's speak in the comments down below if you want. And if you're new, would love for you to subscribe. You can always hit the button down below. And yeah, take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Ciao!